Hi everybody. Welcome to a vlog. I'm gonna have probably several days in this one to kind of, I don't know, feel like chatting with you, catching up a little bit before I do an official video. So that's gonna be wig chat. I think it's gonna be a pretty epic wig chat. I think I'm gonna it'll be several parts because I have so much to share with you guys, my fellow helper hair wearers out there. And so I just want to do it a little differently, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. I think I'm doing it, more for myself, just to kind of change things up. I don't know, you know how it is. It's like you do this sort of the same thing every time. I need some inner sort of motivation, or I don't even think that's the word. Like, I want to get excited about, I always want to feel excited about recording something because I feel like that comes through, and that's how I do things. So if you see a video, it's because I'm excited to do it. And I'm having a hard time getting motivated, especially for wig chats, because I think I don't know. I feel like if I'm getting bored, you guys might be getting bored with them. And I don't know. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I have several styles that I want to share with you guys. So that is what I would consider my official videos. One of the ones. So I'm going to be getting on that this week. Just trying to, like I said, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Now, I would love to say that I'm sitting here, it's in the morning, I'm drinking my coffee, which I am drinking my coffee. This has not happened to me in such a long time. I went to bed last night, I don't know, I can't remember. I want to say it was around the 10 p.m., 11 p.m., which is a normal time for me to go to sleep. And I do toss and turn, so it's not like I shut my eyes and didn't wake up until I woke up today. But for the most part, I literally I didn't even get out of my bed. It's not like I had to get up and let the dog out or go to the bathroom or anything like that. I didn't get out of bed until 11:59. That's when I got out of bed. I picked up my phone and I looked at the time and I could not believe it was noon. I don't think I've gotten, I don't know. When was the last time I actually woke up at noon? It's been a long time. Like, I don't even know. I don't even remember. So I feel very I do feel very well rested, which I haven't woken up well rested in a long time. So I do feel well rested. It's taken me a little bit, several sips of my coffee. We've already gone out on our walk to, for the dogs and all of that. But, now I feel quite awake. But at first I felt very weird. I felt very discombobulated and it's so odd. So my day, it's already 1:15. It's going to go by very, very fast because I slept through half the day. But that's okay. At least I was able to do it, and I'm very grateful for that. I must have needed it. I don't know, but yeah, so here I am, 1:15, and I feel like I have only been up for an hour and 15 minutes. So to me, it feels like it should be like 8 a.m. So it's kind of weird. I do feel sort of disconnected with the day in that way. Anyway, so I do have to take a shower today. And I haven't eaten yet. Again, just sipping on my coffee, which I have to show you this mug. Hold on. Yes, of course, one of my kids got me this. This was like a Christmas present. Could have been a birthday present. Could have been, I think it was a birthday present, actually. I taught my kids well. They also love Prince. So what is up? First of all, it's a gorgeous day outside, and that's always nice to wake up in the afternoon to a beautiful day. And it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous out there. All right, so what has been going on with me? Well, I am really excited. I am going to also do an official sort of how I'm doing on my weight loss journey. And so those people that are following me and don't necessarily watch these, I'm going to be doing one of those because I think this is a great time to check in. I have this huge milestone that I hit this morning. I haven't been in the 130s in a very long time. I want to say it's been 3 or 4 years, and I didn't even stay there very long. So this is going to be really interesting to see if I can sort of like get my body thinking, oh, this is like a good place to be, rather than, oh no, boop, 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 boop. I'm just going to make it to where you're not going to be in the 130s. Because I feel like that's like I've gone into the 130s and I've lived there for a day or two, literally it felt like anyway, and then boom, no, we're gonna have you hang out in the 140s. Now the 140s is where I lived for pretty much that's where I lived on the keto. I did get down to, I want to say, as low as like 132, but I didn't stay at 130. It was probably literally a couple days. And then I went up to probably like 136 to 138. I felt so good in the 130s. But again, my body just didn't, I don't know. It just wasn't its norm. And it's not that it was a bad place. It was an unhealthy place. It wasn't at all. Like I really want to live and see how I feel in the 120s. But, so I'm going to be really curious to see how this tirzepatide is going to almost make it or trick my body into thinking. I don't know. I don't know what it has to do, but I hope it does something to help me realize that not only is the 130s a good place for you, Jill, but you even can, probably even live in the 120s. I'm only 5'2". And my goal weight, which I don't even have a goal weight, but I had to plug something in because when I was doing these 2 apps, it needed something. So I plugged in 118 because in my head I'm thinking 115. But honestly, that will be, I don't think this day and age, at my age, at the body composition that I have now, will feel or look good in the teens anywhere. But that's where, I put myself was 118. I really think I'd like to see 120, 122, and maybe sort of live there. And then I don't think I'm going to be ultimately feeling my best until I really get into a groove with weightlifting, weight sculpting, stretching, and continually get in better shape when it comes to my muscle tone and adding some more muscle so where I can actually look at my legs and see a quadricep, and my arms. Now, I'm going to be 60 in the fall. So unfortunately, this time when I've lost this weight, I don't have that elastin and collagen youth to my skin any longer. So this time, more than any time, this 40 plus pounds that I have lost so far, hasn't looked the same because, the skin, always used to, it's like, if you ever want to feel like you want to, lose the weight and you've got to a point, I hope you can do it when you're younger because you will not have to deal so much with this thing going on here. Oh God. But it's like, hey, that's great. That's okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm noticing that more than ever. So I would like to see a little tricep under there, an actual physical tricep, as well as, get the bicep going, deltoids. I have to be careful because my traps, I was talking to my daughter, Hannah, about this because she has a very similar sort of, when I think back to my body when I would say her age. And we have very similar, I think, biology and whatnot, genetics when it comes to a lot of our body composition stuff. So my traps develop real quickly, and I think it's because I tend to use my traps to pick up things rather than my arm muscles. And it's just genetics too, I think. I remember my mom had pretty good, deltoids and traps. So I do have to be careful. Like, I don't want to do exercises to develop my traps because I'm going to be looking like, it'd be so much, because I automatically develop them, I think, when I'm doing all the other things. So I really don't think I'm going to, I think what I'm trying to say is those are the things that I need to focus on for when I am in the low 120s, to where I will feel good in that weight, or, that. And my body will carry that weight well, rather than look drawn and weak. You know what I mean? So 139, I got on the scale. I got a little off track there. Got on the scale this morning and I weighed 139.0. Very exciting. I have not, again, seen the 130s in quite a few years. So I'm very excited about that. Again, will my body take a while to stay there? Maybe in the next day or two, I'm going to jump up to 140 or 141, because I don't know. It's like my body crosses that, goes in there, and it's like, nope. So yeah, because come on, body. I don't want to just, I really, I am 5'2", so I feel like even being in the 130s is I'm carrying around a little more than I should even. So anyway, that's exciting. So I'm going to be doing an official update for those people to let them know to keep going. Don't give up, because those little milestones are there for you, just waiting. And the non-scale victories, to me, really have made a bigger impression on my life, more than the number that I see on the scale. But unfortunately, we all tend to feel like that number is that big sign, and it really isn't, so anyway, yeah, that's why I encourage everybody to get a smart scale, especially this day and age, because they're so good and you can get them really inexpensively now. And the technology behind them has really improved over the years to where they're fairly accurate. So, and it helps you to focus on so many of the other numbers that truly are more important than just that number of how much you weigh. Gives you the big picture. How much of that is muscle? How much of it is water? How are you doing with the protein? What is that body, composition looking like when it comes to the muscle versus fat? And it's not all just how much you weigh. And that's where Smart Scale, I think, is so helpful if you go on your own personal weight loss journey, trying to get healthier. So, yeah. That's something I wanted to share with you. We had a great weekend. It was Father's Day weekend. So Saturday is when we all celebrated over at the house, and everybody was there and got to play with the new grandbaby. He's 7 months old now. I can't believe it. He's so adorable. He had his little immunization, his MMR, I think is what. He had his little immunization shot the day before. So that next day, they feel a little bit off, and that happened to be when we visited him. So he was just a little extra tired, but still adorable. He's just a happy-go-lucky, so kick-back kind of baby. He's just so great, and we all had fun visiting with him. So we had a great weekend, and then my daughter Hannah, which is our middle child, she came back here with me because I had to get back and let my dogs out and stuff, and she wanted to visit with the dogs. So we hung out for several hours. She didn't leave till, gosh, I think it was like 12:30, maybe even close to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I loved every minute of it. We had a coffee at like 9:30 at night, and I was able to fall asleep super easy because it was like, 1:30 in the morning. But yeah, so it was just a really great weekend. It is anytime I get to hang out with my kids and have a really good quality time together. It's more than just, yeah. So I had a great weekend. And I guess I just really needed to sleep it off. It was, I don't know. Hold on, I gotta get Loki to stop barking. We need to do quiet barks, honey, quiet barks. Because he knows he'll have to come inside if he barks too much. Here. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I bet he's going to bark because the car is starting up. Yeah, my dogs think this entire complex is their yard, so it's kind of funny. Oh, you're just going to lay there. Good boy. Gosh, it's so pretty. There's a bit of a wind. It's not too warm. It's not too chilly. It's perfect. Really nice today. So I don't think I'm going to be doing much with my day-to-day, just because... I don't know. I think I'm just going to sort of chill. I am going to have to talk about motivation. I have no motivation to do this, although I'm excited about getting back to the other house. But my daughter, Hannah, suggested it might be really great for her dad to move closer to her and Hal, her husband. So we're going to be moving him. Actually, that's something I do need to do is this week we are going to go and tour a couple of 55 plus, apartment communities for him. And they're both of the 2, maybe 3, if I can find another one, they're all within the same place and they're like 4 minutes from her house. And she's excited to get him over there, and it'll be good for him because my son actually moved out, which I'm so excited for him for that. So him and Honey Bear moved to Seattle. He got another job over there. He works in a climbing gym over there, actually several, because they have several there. And he's absolutely loving it, more than he even thought he would, living in Seattle. And so this is a great time, I think, to do that. And just he'll get out more. He'll have dinners with Hannah and Hal a lot. They'll take him out. And so I think it was a great idea and a great suggestion. So we're going to be doing that. And then me and my animals are going to move back to the house over there, which is only about, 12, 15 minutes from here. And, the house has been neglected. The yards, especially the backyard, has been neglected. So, and then there's things that need to be done to our house. And then I need to decide if I'm just going to stay there or if I should, put it on the market, get something more suitable for me, and my animals and whatnot. Because I did purchase that house with my husband 100% in mind. He's wheelchair bound, so I needed something one level. I wanted something with just like hardwood floors throughout to make it easy. I wanted a place where he could roll out, literally out onto a patio or a deck, and that's what I found with that place. So, it definitely wasn't my first pick. It was a really hard time to buy a house back then. Interest rates were super low, which is great, which is another reason why I'm not sure I want to sell, because our interest rate for that house is like 2.75%. I'm never going to see that again. So, I got to keep that in mind as well. But, I put in bids on several other homes and sort of settled, because at the time we were living with my daughter Hannah, and I just felt like I needed to get something. Like, okay, this has been going on. We had a hard time finding places, and then when I did, I would put bids in, and for one reason or another, would lose it. So that was, I think, around our 5th attempt. This house, it ended up being a great house for what we needed it for. But for me in particular, I would even like to get a lower maintenance backyard. And I like the space. It's not like I'm looking for a smaller place, which I will end up probably in a smaller place for sure, just because interest rates aren't where they were. But maybe I'll sit here. I never sit over here. Yeah, so I don't know. I really haven't decided, regardless of what it is that I end up doing. There's things that need to happen with that house. We have a fence that needs to be repaired, probably some trees we need to take down. That might be something that I won't do if I decide to sell. I don't know if I'm going to go through the expense that we have pruning that needs to happen, but I don't know. So there will be some decisions that I'll have to make pretty early on, but the deck needs to be, oh God, that deck literally needs to be replaced. If I am thinking seriously about putting it on the market, what I will do is I will find a really good realtor around here and ask them where they think I should put the money to get the best price and to get it on the market. And I don't want to put money where I'm not going to get it back if I'm going to sell it. Now, if I am just going to resign to the fact that, because it is a pretty house and all of that, and for the most part, I really like the area and the neighborhood. And so if I do decide that I'm just going to stay there, then my money I will put in to, certain projects that I probably wouldn't do if I was going to sell it. So just to make it better for us, for me and the dogs and, the cats. I've turned into that lady. Anyway, my arm is killing me, as you can probably tell, because I'm really shaking. So you're going to see me later, and I won't look like this, hopefully. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, here we are. Actually have myself put together. Forgot to take my glasses off for you. Oh gosh, I have to show you this. So my glasses, by the way, are from Pair Eyewear, and this is the Kirby frame. And then you get different toppers on your own, build your collection as you can, and they are magnetic. So they just have 2 magnets here on the side, and it's so cool because you can change it up depending on what you're wearing. So it's just up my alley, and I absolutely love them. Anyway, I wanted to show you this because I'm wearing this dress that I haven't been able to wear for 3 years, I want to say. But I can wear it really comfortably now. And look at these toppers and how well that they actually match this. I know this is going to give, I'll do this because I know these give quite a glare. Anyway, I thought, oh my God, it's like I did that on purpose, but I didn't. Okay. Oh my gosh, I do need to clean my glasses. So I can't talk to you very long here because in a little bit I am going to meet my son-in-law over at the house. He is going to take me to Puyallup to the CarMax to pick up a car that I ordered. I didn't order it. I had it shipped there. Sorry, I've got a flyaway that is right in my face. I'm real excited about that. Anybody who knows me knows that I have a love affair with cars, and I have since I can remember, like even before kindergarten. So when I say it's not like it just happened when I was in my 20s, I absolutely love cars. And anyway, so I am going to do a separate video just around this car because this car, I don't know. I'm really excited about it. I'm getting back in a Lexus. It's a used one. I can't afford a brand new at this point in my life. So it is used, and I haven't seen it in person, so I'm definitely obviously going to go do that, give it a test drive, and if everything is A-okay, I am prepared to purchase it. As a matter of fact, I have check in hand from the credit union. I didn't finance through CarMax. Sorry. And yeah, I'm going to do a separate video on that, but so I'm going to have to leave probably in about 15-20 minutes to head over there and correlate, make sure that we're on the same wavelength with that whole thing. I am so grateful that he's able to do this. I was not thinking usually the car I drive to the dealership is the one I'm trading in. So I trade it in, I drive away with the other car, the new car. Well, I'm not trading this particular car, my Mazda, into CarMax. I'm going to trade it elsewhere. So I can't just drive there by myself and see the car, and if I decide to buy it, I can't drive 2 cars home. So my son-in-law graciously is able to do that, and I just I really thank him for that. He's not going to be watching this, but I did thank him already, and I'll thank him again. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that what I have on my head right now, it's a super darling style. I think it's beautiful for the summer months, the warmer months, because it is very, very light. And it's airy, and the style is just absolutely flirty and fun. And I wanted to get on here and not tease you with it. I haven't done a formal wig chat actually for quite a while. And I have some, you probably can see them back here, that I've been trying out. And I need to do several wig chats for you. I am very, very behind. So this one here is from the new releases from Raquel Welch, and it's called Waves and Raves. It is in SS Wheat, and that would be the color code if you like that. It's RL1422SS. It's darling. It has the bang. I do have sort of a taller forehead, so I don't need to trim them or anything. And this color is not one that I generally get, but when you get a real popular style that's brand new, sometimes you have to compromise. And this turned out to be, I absolutely love this color. I have a couple in this color, so I don't know if this one is just, I feel like it's got a lot more sort of lowlights and highlights, and there is warmth to this color, hence the wheat. And I do think I do need a little warmth to contrast with my skin. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little turn for you. I am sitting too close to my desk to do an official turn. So I love the length on this. It's enough, you know, where the breeze can still hit the back of my neck, and it's cut in a way that is very light anyway. And it's just darling. I think it's very on trend. Bangs are coming back in a big way, and definitely check it out. Don't forget, write this down, because you can get 30% off anytime you decide to purchase Helper Hair from Wigs by Patty's Pearls if you use my discount code. And I appreciate all of you who do use any of my discount codes, because they do help me out so much. My discount code for Patty's Pearls is JillLynn30. So write that down, use it at checkout. You don't have to wait for them to have a sale, and it helps me out directly. And I really appreciate when you use that discount code. All right, I think I am gonna probably head over to the house, and first I'm gonna shoot him a text, make sure we're on the same page. And I will definitely show you the car in this video for sure. And then, like I said, I'll probably do a separate video. I'm gonna be having this car for many, 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 many years. And I've already, sorry, I need to figure out where that one's coming from. Yeah, I will be. I'm gonna have like a little separate playlist just for my car. I have a few things that I'm doing to it to kind of make it mine. A little bling is gonna happen here and there, just little things. And I don't think I plan on doing anything major down the way to it. A lot of people lower it more. Not gonna happen. I think it's low enough, and I don't want to have to figure out how to mitigate speed bumps, but I have to say, I do like the look when it's lowered, even just a little bit. I do, but it's already low, so I'm not gonna be doing that. But I see that there's like front lips that you can put sort of like down in the front of it. I think the back is absolute perfection. I have just absolutely. So I don't know down the way, but none of that will happen anytime soon. I have a funny feeling I'm gonna love it just the way it is when it comes to that kind of thing. believe it or not, I appreciate when they upgrade exhaust as long as it's not really annoying. There are a couple of the sort of mods when it comes to the exhaust that are really cool, and I really like them because they're not over the top. It just sort of like, I don't know, gives a little bit of zhuzh already to the naturally aspirated V6 engine. It is an 8-speed because it is rear-wheel drive. If it were all-wheel drive, it would be 6-speed, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited about having a rear-wheel drive. Not going to be something I'm going to drive in the snow, but honestly, I probably wouldn't be driving in snow anyway. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and say adieu. I'll see you guys a little later.